Okay, I'm Bruno Palier. I'm a researcher at Sciences Po, and I'm also the director of the health policy in France and in Europe, Northwestern Sciences Po joint program. So I started 15 years ago, and actually I didn't realize what I was starting because I didn't know that it would last for so long, but I didn't really realize in the beginning that it was such an integrated program where you have around the topic a series of lectures. I was invited to build a series of lectures initially, and I didn't realize it was really a full program for students with field trips, with integrated topics, and we invented in a few months this program. Of course, we invented this program in a few weeks, in a few months, and then we have enriched it over time. So I'm currently working on two big research projects. One on what I call the world politics of social investment. So I've been with others working on the social investment policies. You've heard about it because I came and spoke to that in my career lawyer's course. And one of the questions, and actually one of you asked me this question, is under which condition you have governments, you have political parties supporting this kind of policies, which is sometimes unlikely because it's policies for the children, for the youth, for some weak people, and you may not have existing parties supporting that. So that this statement, it's difficult to promote this kind of policies, became a research question. Under which condition certain social investment policies have been implemented throughout the world. So I gathered with a very good colleague in Zurich, Celia Hausermann, I gathered a global team with people from Latin America, from Northeast Asia, and from Europe, and we are starting this long ongoing project. The second one is on a topic which tries to link welfare state reforms and what I call growth strategy, which is what do I do in order to increase economic growth and to generate jobs? And very often this requires, depending on the strategy you adopt, it requires different types of welfare state reforms. And this is the topic I'm working with, again in a group. One of the challenge for me is that there are two challenges for me. The first one is to identify a topic that is emerging, that requires more knowledge, but that is also very important for societies, not only for researchers, but for societies. So that we imagine our research as something absolutely key for theoretical advancement, for knowledge advancement, but also something that will be key for the societies, the governments, the people we are speaking about. And this requires to look at things, empirical development, to read theory, but also to have a sense of anticipation of this is becoming a very important topic. The second, and this I would say is a challenge for any researcher, the second challenge is, because I work this way, since I do big comparative programs, is to build a team. I'm doing a lot of collective research. And I want to, and I enjoy really working with other researchers, but this requires capacities, a certain talent in the casting of the team. So knowing the people, knowing that they would be good at that, and in creating a team spirit, so that people come and realize that it's fun to work together, and that each of us can contribute collectively to the progress of the research. And this requires 1 or 2 years, actually, which is not proper research. It's setting the conditions for a good performance, but also agreeable collective research. I don't think research can have a direct impact on politics. Because if a researcher has become an advisor of a president, he's not a researcher anymore. He's at best somebody who found something, so he's not a researcher but a finder, and he's there to give some advice on how to do things. The research is not about that. The research is about understanding some things that are not understood previously, to capture some mechanisms, to see if you do that, you do that. This kind of thing. So a researcher is not made for being an advisor. And in France, there are too much confusion about that, I think. However, you can think that research may be useful for taking some political decision. Useful in the sense of realizing what can be the consequences of your decision, because this has happened elsewhere, this has been studied, so you can anticipate some stuff. And this is clearly what I'm doing here in this laboratory for interdisciplinary evaluation of public policy, is to try to evaluate the consequences, the impact of policies. And so this is, of course, a message you can convey. The second thing that research can be useful for is to help identifying the trade-offs and the collective choices. I told you it's impossible to rank systems because there are various dimensions and various choices. But you can, through research, make more visible the kind of collective choice that are behind systems, and the politicians may want to situate themselves, saying, I am a candidate and a president, a minister that would favor this kind of aspect, equality, efficiency, I don't know what, or others, and research can contribute to that. So this is where it stops, but as at least your colleagues know, it doesn't prevent me sometimes to go there in various places, think tanks, and I was in l'Élysée. So, but I don't pretend to be here as a researcher. I'm pretending to be here as a conveyor of some results, saying if you do this, you do that, and also as somebody who thinks that France could improve its economic and social situation if investing into this new approach of social policy, investing in children, in youth, in lone mothers, in human capital. And I believe it works because of my previous research, and I feel like trying to convey these messages in various places, including to Macron. And the question is not to criticize, but just to be there to convey my message, which is only mine, shared with others. He takes his decision. I'm hesitating a lot because I know that I give them tons of advice, but I don't think I'm here to be an advisor. So I just say, perhaps you could do this and that, especially through the research paper thing. And that this is a very big paradox, because if they listen to that, they would say, come on, he's giving tons of advice to us. And now I would say, I'm not here to give them one advice or to be the advisor. I mean, that's, it would be yourself. That's an obvious thing. That's clearly not the main thing I'm telling them, but I think they have to consider all my advice as one thing they can pick and choose in to become themselves, and to really, my aspiration, and this has happened really many times, is that students are transformed by this 3 months program. Transformed in the sense they've learned things, they have discovered a new country, new practices, new culture, and they become somebody slightly different, or they have been having the opportunity to develop, to let bloom some capacities that they had. And if you see that, that's the best thing you can hope to have contributed to.